Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. People say that we can live without money, we can live without love, we can even live without luxury. But if you ask a true Manglorean or a Utpi person, what is that one thing you cannot live without? I'm sure there is only one answer and it's Kori Rotti. Kori Roti is not just a dish, it's an emotion served on the plate. Those childhood memories, those family gathering is simply unforgettable. Every family has their own version, which they claim is to be the best one. Every region has their own story and style of preparing this dish. This recipe came to me from one of my friend from the Bunt community, and I claim it to be one of the best Kori roti recipes I have ever tried. I have different versions of the recipes and I'm going to share it in my channel. So stay tuned for all the updates on my recipes. So this is my first episode. Come along with me to celebrate this iconic dish from coastal Karnataka in my kitchen today. So quickly, let's look into the ingredients and let's get started. For this recipe, I'll be using 60 Badgi chilies. You might feel that's way too many, but don't worry. You'll be using 4 coconuts in this recipe, which perfectly balance the spice. These are all the ingredients we'll need to prepare the masala, and here are the ingredients for tempering. Let's begin by grinding the coconut. So here I'm using 3.5 coconuts. The other half I'll be using for the masala. So totally I'm using 4 coconuts. While the coconut is grinding, let's prepare the masala. Heat 3 tablespoons of ghee in a pan. Add 7 onions and saute until they turn translucent. Then add 2 crushed garlic pods. Once they begin to brown, add the tomato. Add just 1 tomato here. Traditionally, Bunt style Kori Roti uses only tamarind for flavoring. Even no garam masala is used. However, many of us are now accustomed to this flavor, so you can add just 1 piece of cinnamon and few cloves for this preparation. I just added 1 inch ginger and also I added half of the coconut. So I'm using 3.5 for the coconut milk and half I'm using here for the masala. I also added 7 to 8 cashew nuts, so even that is optional. Cashew nuts gives a creamy texture to the curry. Continue frying. Finally add 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds and fry just for 20 seconds because poppy seeds should not be fried for a longer time. It may spoil the taste of the dish. Remove everything from the pan and keep aside. Next, in the same pan, let's fry the red chili. So here I have taken 60 red Badgi chilies. Badgi chilies are best for preparing Kori roti as they are spicy and also have a good color. While the Kashmiri has a good color but they are less spicy. Even the Guntur is way spicy, so it's better to use Badgi chilies. Next, I am going to fry coriander 7 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of fenugreek together since these take a longer time to fry. Next, I'm frying together 3 tablespoons of cumin and 1 tablespoon of fennel. These take less time in frying as they may get over roasted, so be cautious here. So once you feel they are fried, just keep it aside and then fry the mustard separately. As soon as the mustard starts spluttering, remove it, otherwise they can turn bitter. Now that our ingredients are fried and ready, put everything in a bowl and just break the red chili so this becomes easy while grinding. Put all the ingredients together and grind to a smooth paste. Before that, let's extract the coconut milk. So here the coconut is finely ground and let's use a muslin cloth to extract thick and thin coconut milk. I will take 3 extracts from this coconut paste. So this is the first extract. It is thicker and which is added at the end of the curry. While grinding coconut milk, remember to use warm or hot water so that you get the maximum milk. So this is the second extract and this is the third extract. Now while grinding the masala, I'm adding turmeric powder and using the third extract of coconut milk. Grind the masala to a smooth paste. Smoother the masala, better is the texture and taste of the curry. That is why I am using my stone grinder to grind this masala. While the masala is still grinding, I will make preparations for the curry. So here I have taken 1.5 kgs of chicken. This I have washed nicely and marinated with salt and vinegar. This helps to take out any extra odor from the chicken while retaining the flavor. So I'm adding the masala here. So this is a difference in the regular chicken curry and the Bunt style chicken curry. So they cook the masala and the chicken together. So I also added the stock that I've got after cleaning the grinder. Along with that, I'm adding the second extract of the coconut milk and giving it a good stir and adjusting the consistency to slightly thin consistency, because again we will be adding thick coconut milk, and also while the curry is boiling it will get thicker. So at this stage I also added salt and 3 tablespoons of tamarind juice. So I just missed to take out the clip while adding the tamarind juice, so please don't forget, add 3 tablespoons of tamarind juice. Once the curry comes to a good boil, the chicken is well cooked, and now add the thick coconut milk. Before adding the thick coconut milk, slow the gas flame, it shouldn't be high, and gently stir it so that the milk doesn't split. Let the curry come to a gentle boil and then prepare a tempering using 2 onions, 2 sprigs of curry leaves and 7 to 8 crushed garlic cloves, and add it to the tempering. Once you have added the tempering, gently mix the tempering into the curry and cover it using a oven plate or a wicker plate. In Konkani, we call it kurpono, or you can simply cover the lid with a muslin cloth so that the steam escapes from the grooves. When you cover the vessel with a regular lid, the steam is trapped by the lid and the water droplets fall back into the curry, spoiling the texture and taste of the dish. Coastal special dish Kori Rotti is ready to serve. Do try this recipe in your kitchens and let me know how you liked it in comments. See you soon in my next video. Thank you for watching this video. Until we meet next time, happy cooking.